So, namaste. Taking over the news, this coronavirus, right, is everywhere. You're hearing about it. And I met recently with my senior healers. We were preparing for our community call for Awakening Healers Collective. And this whole thing about the coronavirus was certainly top of mind for all of us. So we spent some time on that. And what we were all agreeing on was that the fear was perhaps as dangerous or more dangerous than this virus itself. And how could we help people with that? And so this spread of fear, is the media's got it going. It's all over social media. And our tendency is to buy into that if we're not careful. And so that alone is a factor in the trajectory, I believe, of this virus. And so how we manage our fear, not only metaphysically and emotionally, but it's part of our immune system. If we're in stress, that doesn't serve us very well. So practically speaking, of course, take precautions, be reasonable. Google things if you don't know or understand what you can do. Wash your hands a lot, they say. Really practical, get rest, take good care of yourself. Eat well, get moderate exercise, keep doing what you're doing if you're already doing that. And take supplements if you feel to that support the immune system. There are many. I love my essential oils for that, but there are many, many things that you can take to bump up your immune system. On a metaphysical level is really where I want to focus. And so there are many things you can do, of course, to keep your calm, keep your center. And that is going to be really, really, really important here. And a client was asking me, what did I think of this? And I said, I think the fear is the worst part of the virus. So keeping that calm, doing your practices, meditating, maybe a little extra to deal with the mass consciousness chaos that is unfolding around it. It's kind of like when we're in hurricane season. I do a lot of these connecting with the hurricanes and working with people's fear, because that adds a whole other layer to the experience and to the energy itself of the virus or the natural event. And so the other things you can do, of course, besides meditating, are breathing consciously. That always resets you back to calm. Of course, I love my energy alchemy tools. Anything that you want to pull out will help you reset and realign your energy and manage your energy when you start to feel yourself getting into that worry, fear, and doubt space. You will as you read more and more stories about it. And so the energy alchemy tools of grounding and releasing what you don't need, all those worry thoughts, aligning with the frequency of present, calling all your energy into present. Certain, powerful, and happy. Keeping that vibration high is the best work that you can do right now. So light workers, you have the edge. You have hopefully a lot of skills and tools, and hopefully you'll begin to share them with others. So you can add affirmations and refocus and realign. My body is strong and healthy, for a very basic one. You can add something like, I increase in well-being and vitality every day, and bump that up. So, think of your own if they feel more resonant for you. Anything that helps you realign and reset your mind will keep your body stronger. And your vibration won't be part of the fear mongering, the morphic field of fear that is really amplifying this whole experience. And so for those who've been initiated into Reiki, of course, send Reiki to yourself more daily if you need to. Bump it up. Bump it up until you get to that really inner calm space. That is your healthiest state and your greatest protection. And send Reiki to the situation itself. If you're impacted, if your family, your loved ones are impacted, you can send distant Reiki to that situation or those loved ones. And of course, you can send Reiki to the virus itself. So, me and my senior healers were thinking, let's send Reiki to this virus. Let's just play there. And so we did. Love and Reiki. If you don't have Reiki, or another energy healing modality where you can send energy to a situation or to a consciousness like a virus. Yes, virus has a certain level of consciousness. It is alive. It is part of the living earth. And so we decided to send Reiki, but you can send love. Love and ask for understanding, appreciation if you can get there. I couldn't quite get to gratitude, so I needed more understanding. And here's what happened. I started sending Reiki and I immediately was able to connect with the coronavirus itself. Yes, that's a thing. When you're an intuitive healer, that is a thing you can do. And so right away, I got this very, very small presence. And surrounding that small presence, I got a huge level of fear. And the other healers got this as well. And then as I started connecting in more, I received a message more directly from the coronavirus itself. And it went something like this. I felt this sense of being seriously misunderstood and almost, we feel very victimized by it. I felt the reverse. It was almost like the mirror. I felt that the virus was feeling victimized by all of us hating on it, all of us being so afraid and so, kind of antagonistic toward it. And so the message was this eruption of, I'm here for an evolutionary purpose. I have a purpose. And the evolutionary part is on the grander scale of things. Of course, it's bringing us forward as a human race. Any kind of illness or disease will make us stronger for those who survive it. For those who succumb, the virus said, yes, I am the causal agent for some to transition out of the physical plane. And that is my role. So if it wasn't this virus, it would be something else. That was the sense I got, like when it's their time, it's their time. And again, this is higher perspective. This is very hard to get to, perhaps, if your loved one is impacted or you. But when you go to a higher perspective, you start to see alternative ways of being and thinking and understanding. And that literally changes the energy around everything. And that is the healing force. So what else did the virus want to tell us? So yes, as it would be the causal agent for transition for some, for many, many, many others, it would be a strengthening agent. And while this may, like I said, be difficult if you are personally impacted by this, the more we can come to an understanding place, where we're not at war with everything, the more we can learn how to be light workers and healers and help not just ourselves, but our own evolution and everyone else's as well. So after a few minutes of Reiki, we all felt a different energy, and it was a softening of that fear and that upset that we were getting from the virus itself. That was a result of the way we were responding. Isn't that fascinating? I find it fascinating. And so remember, what you resist persists. So if you start pushing against anything, it sets up a pattern, a negative pattern. And so, yes, spreading our fear and our animosity, even towards something that seems like a collective enemy, taking that war stance is not the highest path and is not the path to healing this and reducing that negative effects. So we can play a role in whether we amplify the fear and the negative effects, or we begin to dismantle that. sending love and Reiki to the situation or to the virus itself, like we did, I highly recommend for your own experience, your own deepening understanding, and your own finding a way of harmony with something that is seen as really threatening to us. So I encourage you to do any and all of these types of practices. If you have your own, great, do them. Because the more you can get to that awakened, aware, detached center, the stronger you are, the higher your vibration is, and the stronger your immune system is. So, my dear ones, keep strong, keep safe, keep calm, and I'm sending you lots of love. Namaste.